go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll talk about like national identity versus regional identity. But more than that, it's more about like a double mind I have, or I think many people have regarding our national identity and how much do we love and like our like the for example like how much Italians like are Italians. It really depends. I think it's really hard to say. So yeah, I mean I think it's a topic that may regard every country, but I cannot speak for every country. I just can speak about Italy. So I mean in general, Italian people share a general Italian pride with, like, of course, a cultural history, our food. Thank you, Simone, for saying that. And but do we love each other? Do we like each other? That really depends, I think, on the situation. Usually, especially when we are abroad, like now, Italian people get really along with each other, no matter from which part of Italy they come from, and because they can feel the same culture, so they can relate to each other. But when you look inside, things start to get different. When you are inside of Italy, Italy is really, really divided.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like one version. Well, I mean, an Italian person usually sees Italy like this. It's not like Italy is divided like 20 different regions, each with different history, different culture, and most importantly, different languages. So when you're like when you're living in Italy and you have to do with people from another region, you don't see what makes you or what you have in common with them. On others, you see what's like the little differences in your behavior, in your language, in your culture, and what you like and what you don't like. And for example, like Simona from Sicily and from Tuscany. I mean, I know that for many people here, when we speak Italian, they probably sing the same language, but they're not. They're really not. I mean, sometimes we can not understand some words between each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is like already a kind of a double mind, because like for me, the identity in this case is not more like being in Italian. It's more like being Tuscanian. I'm from Tuscany more than I feel Italian. And when you say like in the previous presentation, you didn't start with I come from Italy. You say I come from Sicily.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of
Yeah.
prove my topic. I'm not but, and so one of the double mind is here. I mean, when we are outside of Italy, we are saying we are Italian. When we are inside of Italy, we don't say we are Italian. We say we are from a little region in our country. And so we both love and hate each other at the same time, with this kind of weird relationship with each other. And but the thing is that the closer you look, the weird the thing becomes. The closer you look, and the more we hate each other. Because let's talk about Tuscany. This is Tuscany in general. This is Tuscany, how it's divided by political and historical and cultural factors, like and of course linguistic factor. Like people from Florence speak another language than people from Pisa. Can you tell the difference when they speak?
Yeah, I can say that.
That's really strange, though, because many people cannot. Like for many people, like if they're not from Tuscany, they cannot say the difference between one language and another. But for me, they almost think they are like a Sicilian and Neapolitan, like really different languages.
Yeah, there's a slightly
And here again, we start focusing more and more on the differences between us instead of what we have in common. And in this case, like Tuscany, it's kind of weird because Tuscany is not even like this. It's more like this. Which is like we have like 273 different municipalities with really different history and slightly different language. And I mean, even if like we are like I'm from Taliban, only here, but and I meet the person from town just next to me, I can hear the difference in the language, and we don't like each other. We don't know why. No, it's just like we cannot focus on what we have in common. It's kind of weird stuff, and I mean this becomes like almost like a comical sometimes. Like and there are some rivalries between towns, even like if they're really close. Like the most probably known is the one from Pisa and Livorno. It is probably Seinan. It is like these are like two of the main cities in Tuscany, Livorno and Pisa, and they hate each other. They speak almost the same language, but they're so close. They're big cities, and they really hate each other. I mean, people from there may not talk to the other people if they're I don't know why. But as I see like here, they're just 50 kilometers away, and the language is always the same. And they're almost like a war between them. And there are like satirical newspapers actually made of paper, just always talking about this stuff. Like this one was like really funny. Like atomic cloud, the first terrible effect of the nuclear radiation, a small peasant person was born. This is kind of the mood they have like between each other. Sometimes it's really just fun, but if you go in the rural areas, they kind of feel the hatred between them. So to wrap everything, I would say that in Italy, especially like in Tuscany, probably in every country a little bit, we love each other as a culture in general. We love each other as a people from different parts of the same country. But at the same time, we hate each other because we see just our difference instead of what we have in common. And that's my level of mind.
Very interesting. Do you have any questions? Go ahead.
Do you think that now that you're in Japan with like Italian people that are from other like parts of Italy, do you think that it changed your way of thinking back in when you will go back to Italy, like about?
No.
No. So here you love them, but like the time like you go back to your country, you're gonna say, I hate.
No. Well, we are kind of exceptions, I guess, because we are really open-minded people around here. So it's kind of different. But I mean, I don't know if when I go back to Italy, I will talk the same way to Simona. It will be all the same fun. I mean,
Great ways.
no, I mean it's okay.
Nice to see them.
I really like both of them, but I don't know when I'll be back like in my life, surrounded by people like from my same culture. How will I behave with them? Probably in the same way because I know myself and I'm really open-minded. But in general, normal people from Tuscany is like a really close culturally, especially. So when they meet like a normal person from Tuscany goes outside and meet another Italian person, they may go along. But when they come back, not so sure about that. It's more about surviving outside.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I know that, for instance, my friends who are from Piemonte, they often complain mostly about like people from like the way they speak, right? People from Sardinia and from Napoli, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So I just wanted to ask you because which region out of Italy is the worst for you to understand? What is probably Napoli? I don't know. Everyone says Naples. Like, I don't know which region you think like I don't know, people from there speak the most non-Italian.
I'm kind of in a weird situation because I'm superior. I'm from the
No.
superior. No, actually it is kind of true, but it's not true. Because Italian is based on Tuscanian language. So kind of every other language is barely I cannot really understand, not from the north, nor from the south. If they speak like their own language. If I hear like people from Liguria, this region here, I can understand nothing.
No, but even
And that's really close to Tuscany.
but not even the dialects, like just pronunciation and some things that are different. That they say.
Pronunciation is okay with everything, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I can understand almost everything. When it's just like their variation of Italian, not their own dialect.
And what is the the most similar to or the closest to the
Tuscany.
yeah?
Probably Roman,
Okay.
because it's been like probably engulfed into Italian, so they became kind of similar in some ways. Just some pronunciation or slightly difference, but the language is still the same. So it's really easy to understand for us. Also, it's the one that usually is taught like in television, so everyone kind of understands it.
So do you think it's like very specific for Italy or like more like for Europe in general?
Unfortunately, I cannot say that because I think it's a very personal thing and depends on the relationship you have with your country. So I'm not sure. I would like to say that it's probably general in some ways. But
Because I do
cannot
kind of
really
like
say that.
recognize things from what you said, like in the Netherlands as well. It's like it's like way bigger, but like even in the Netherlands, it's like such a small country. It's like if you like travel for half an hour, it's like they speak like a language you almost don't understand anymore. But it's like that's why I was thinking like is this like more like an Italian kind of thing or like more like a European kind of thing? Because like
For me, I think like Italy is like similar with Germany actually, because in Italy and in Germany there's like separate like kingdoms inside of the country for like decades. Actually, it's a new thing for you to be. You were longer to be like separate them together, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like in nowadays history.
after the Roman Empire just
after
fell, everything was like divided into. I mean, this is kind of the way actually Tuscany was divided.
Yeah.
Kind of like every single thing was like a really small kingdom during the Middle Ages, and then the identity was formed, and then the culture. So yes, kind of maybe it was born.
But like the language was really so different, or like if you
No, they're not. That's the point. But we feel the difference, but they're not. If you like watch it from outside, you don't care. But since you are like in like you are used to your specific language inside your town, and you.
But it's just words that change. Like they don't speak a specific dialect.
Just it's not like how do you say accent in some words.
Yeah. And do you have maybe like a high Italian, like the official Italian? Like like there's like a Hochdeutsch, also like Hoch Polish, like High Polish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Mazovian is like a high. Do you have like a high Italian?
Yes.
Okay, which province is it from? Or?
That's why they are racist.
I mean, it's like this, but it's kind of a mix. I mean, it's based on the grammar, and most, like 90% of the words are based on the Tuscany language. The pronunciation sometimes differs, especially like in the, well, T, D, C sound. We are kind of weird, we're lazy, we don't pronounce them.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, I want to add, like, when I went sometimes like abroad, there were a lot of international people, and everyone was introducing himself like from the country, except Italian. For example, I'm Italian from Puglia, I'm Italian from Napoli, so everyone was surprised, like, wow, we don't care, like, where are you from Italy, because we don't know, you have like, but I feel this is because in Italy, like, it's divided because everyone feels that his place is better. For example, you feel like your language is better because your language is better because Sicilian feel like they are better because they have good food. So there is this rivalry because like everyone feels always like I'm better, but the other one has to know that I'm better, but the other one doesn't want to admit that it's better. So yeah, this is why like they hate also for football. No, our football team is better. No, this is better. So yeah, everywhere it's evidence.
Yeah.
So for answering the question, I think it's more like urban things because I know that in France we also have this problem, but it's not like with dialect or anything, just like with the image of the city. We don't like people, for example, like Paris people don't like Marseille people, and like just things like this, like also because of football matters. So yeah.
Well, Europe is like has a longer history, but probably like if you take we take America for example. So America is really like a young continent. So and it was colonized almost by the same people, kind of like especially if you talk like the United States. It's kind of a blend of people, but they are united in their differences, I think. So they don't have this kind of rivalry.
I don't say, oh, I'm North Carolinian. He didn't say, oh, I'm Arkansas.
or Kansas.
We say all American too. We don't have like that separation. But Japan does, which is fun.
Japan does, yeah, but Japan is really old country. More than probably any like from Europe, like.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So the last panel we need. Last 7 minutes, but I would like to.